Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Good morning, class.
Morning.
Miss.
How is everything?
Is it good?
Okay. Okay, let's start our meeting today by reciting dua together. Nurulia, please, could you lead the prayer?
Yes, Miss.
Please do.
Before we start the lesson today, let's pray begin. Finish.
Amin. Thank you, Nurulia.
Anytime, Miss.
Okay, the class today seems full, doesn't it? We have full members today. Let me share screen. Well, can you clearly see the picture?
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
What is the first thing pop out in your mind when you see the picture?
A story.
Story, great. What else?
Maybe story about children.
Story for children,
The
story,
topic is
right?
about children.
Okay, every story.
Right.
In the story, we have people, or we can say cast. The cast, who is the kind one, what is it called?
Protagonist.
Great. And the cast, who is the bad one?
Antagonist.
Antagonist. Great. All right. Now we are going to discuss our main topic, that is narrative text. Have you ever heard or read a narrative text?
Yes.
Yes.
How about Fatima? Have you ever heard a
Yes,
narrative
Miss.
text? Great. What is narrative text actually? Every story is narrative text, even it is factual or imaginary. For example, the factual one is historical story, like biography or anything. Or we can say legend story. Do you get it?
Yes,
We have
Miss.
factual story and imaginary story. The example of imaginary story like novel, science fiction. The next one, every story that is based on perception in time. We can identify when the story was happening by seeing the time signal. For example, a long time ago, once upon a time, one day, on the spring day, on the summer night. They get it?
Yes,
Yes.
Miss.
Okay. Also, the succession or arrangement of events, the arrangement of events is given in chronological order. In narrative text, they have conjunction, like suddenly, after that, not long after that, subsequently, and etc. Okay? But what is a narrative text for? The purpose of the text cannot be found on the text explicitly, but commonly the purpose of the text is to amuse or entertain the reader or listener implicitly. And the second one, to advise the reader or listener implicitly or explicitly. We will discuss explicit purpose of text later on the coda or reorientation. Amal, please read the screen from the social function, please.
Social function, the purpose of text to amuse or entertain the reader or listener implicitly. B, to advise the reader or listener implicitly or explicitly.
Great, thank you, Amal.
You're welcome, Miss.
Do you get the point of the social function or the purpose of the text?
Yeah.
Okay. Is the narrative text based on the place?
No.
No. Great. Then based on what?
Time.
Time. Great. And then what are the time signals of the narrative text? Please a time signal.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. And then Rati, please the next time signal. What is it?
Years ago, maybe.
Years ago. Great. Narrative text is imaginary story. Is it correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Narrative text
Yes, Miss.
is factual story. Is it correct?
Yeah.
Great. It can
Yes,
be both,
I
right?
agree.
Yeah, imaginary story or factual story can be called narrative text. Okay, now take a look at the screen. We will discuss about the structures. The first structure of event or the story is precede or began with orientation. The first event is orientation. Orientation. What is orientation? Orientation is where the plot that introduce the characters and background of story. Introduce the character and the background. Background can be time or place. Okay, now the second structure is here is usually the problem or the conflict arise. It's called complication. And then the next one is resolution. Resolution. Where the conflict or the problem is solved. Yes, the problem arise, and here is the problem solved. The last one we have reorientation. Reorientation. Here is where we can find the message or the value of the story. Sometimes it is explicitly told, and sometimes it is implicit. So we can assign the meaning or the message when we have read the whole text, the coda. The orientation here is where the character or the background information is introduced. And arise here is called complication. Complication is where the problem arises. And we have the resolution is the problem when the problem solved or and reorientation is where the message or the value is found. Do you get it?
Yes, me.
Well, we have four phases or stages on the structure. What is the first one?
Orientation.
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 The second one?
Complication.
Application.
Complication. Great. And then the next one?
Resolution.
Resolution. And the last one we have?
Reorientation or coda.
Reorientation or coda. Excellent. Okay, here it is. Orientation, complication, resolution, and coda. What is the narrative text for? Or we can say the purpose of narrative text.
To amuse and to
Yes.
advise.
To entertain, to advise. Excellent. Last time we have time signal, right?
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
So please mention again the time signal that we have discovered. There is long time ago, and then
Once upon
once upon a
time,
time,
one day,
one day,
spring day.
one spring day, great, excellent, and etc. Okay, now what the first thing that pops in your mind when you see the picture?
Forest
Forest, great.
in
Is it
the
dangerous to be there? No.
No, Miss.
Really? If there are many wild animals, is it not dangerous?
yeah, sometimes it's dangerous.
Sometimes it's
No.
dangerous, okay?
It's interesting.
Interesting, good. How if we have friends? It's interesting, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Sometimes in dangerous, friends can help, okay? Now I want you to read the text here. I want you to read and identify the stages and time signals and the message. What are we going to do? Read the
Identify
text.
Identify
text and identify the stages. Have to identify
times
the time
Time
signal
signal
and
and
the
the
message.
structure.
message.
Message.
Okay, great. You can write down your answer first on the paper or on your phone. And later on, we will discuss the result. I will give you 5 minutes. Is it enough?
Now,
You may start the reading.
okay.
Have you done?
Yes, miss.
How about the other? Have you done, guys?
Yes. Yes, Miss.
Okay, great. All right. Now let's discuss the results. Please identify where is the orientation.
The orientation is in the first paragraph, I guess.
The first paragraph, great. Here, okay?
Yes.
Until here. Where is the complication?
Paragraph
Two.
number 2.
Yeah, paragraph 2. Here is complication. Until here. And
The resolution.
where is the resolution?
The resolution is in
The bear
the bear
until
creators.
creators. And the last one is
Reorientation.
reorientation. And is there a coda that is explicitly told there?
Just now, the bear advised me not to believe a false friend.
Until here. And then, do you find the time signals?
Once upon a time.
Yes.
Suddenly.
Suddenly.
Time signal. Oh yeah, suddenly.
Once upon a time, suddenly is, it could be time, is conjunction, okay? Suddenly, after that,
Oh,
okay. Now take a look to the text again and see the whole text. Is it using past tense or present tense? What?
past tense.
Past tense.
Past tense, great. Where do you find it is past tense?
Is using verb to.
Verb 2, where is it?
They shall.
Oh.
They were. they knew, so they
Planted.
promised, and then came,
Planted.
Excellent.
Replied.
replied, advised,
Yeah.
Asked.
Advised, right?
pretend,
As another
Climbed.
text usually use past tense as it is a retelling story. So the story already happened. What verb do you use in past tense?
Verb
What
2.
verb? Verb to. Great. Okay. Do you find a quotation mark in the text? Quotation mark.
yes,
Great. What does it mean? Direct speech.
oh, direct speech,
Direct speech. Great. What is direct speech? Direct speech is when the guest or the speaker directly speaking and shown by a quotation mark. See the last paragraph here. We have the other friend replied, quotation mark. Just now the bear advised me not to believe a false friend. We have direct speech and we have indirect speech. What is indirect speech? The antonym of direct speech. That is when the guest or the speaker is speaking, but the writer or the narrator who delivers. We can turn it into indirect speech. Like, let's see, the other friend replied that the bear advised him not to believe a false friend. What is the difference between indirect speech and direct speech?
in the direct, we have a quotation mark,
Quotation mark, great. But we in indirect speech, we don't have quotation mark. But we use that and followed by here should be just now the bear advised him. Okay, see, it is using him, not me again, right? Because the narrator who delivered, not the cast anymore. Do you get it?
yes, please,
Excellent. Do you know what is it?
I agree. Surabaya, Patung,
Patung, Surabaya. Great. Where is it placed?
East Java,
East Java. Great. And then, do you familiar with the story of the legend?
I forgot,
Not really. Okay.
yes,
Okay. Let's see the story. Okay, we are going to read the story about the legend of Surabaya. While reading, please underline the past tense verb and give a circle on the time signals. After that, identify the direct or indirect speech. Do you get it?
yes,
Yes.
I give you 10 minutes. I think it's enough since the text is quite short. What are we going to do?
read the text about the legend of Surabaya,
And then,
identify the fact, and then identify the time signal.
yes, time signal by circle it and then highlight the direct
Direct and indirect speech.
speech. Okay, I'll divide you into two in the breakout room. Once you are complete in the room, you may start. Okay? Have you done, guys? Okay. Please, the first group mention the past tense verb.
Past tense verb is there were two animals, and then Sura was
Surah was
lived.
lived, and then
One Sura and Baya were Bayasau. Then they fall. They were very tired.
And then here, said,
Lived.
lived. Where's like
Look.
said,
Looked. And then
Border was.
knew.
was, where's was? Tired, lived,
Lived. Lived. Was never. Went.
when,
Look.
looked,
He
was,
there
was,
Bayam.
was,
Was.
broke,
Knew.
fought, did, went, was. Okay?
Yes.
It is using verb
Two.
to. Great. And the second group, where are the time signals?
A long time ago.
Great, long time ago.
One day.
One day.
After several hours.
Where is it one day? Here.
After
In
several,
it's a
after several hours.
Several hours, great. And then we have once and suddenly. Excellent. Yeah, we got the points that we have discovered. Okay, now from the text of the Legend of Surabaya story, I want each of you to give your opinion about what the message behind the story. The message behind the Surabaya story, Yusura and Baya story. It is an individual task, and later on, write your opinion on the Padlet that I will provide link on the comment box or chat box. I have given an example of how to write your opinion there on the Padlet. Okay, remember that you are allowed to modify the sentence. Can you access the link?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to write your opinion on the Padlet. Very good, everyone. I have checked your comments there, and all of you are creative. Well, is there any point do you want to ask before we close the class today?
No.
I think it's enough for today. Let's continue our brilliant discussion on the next meeting. Let's close by saying Alhamdulillah together.
Alhamdulillah.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.